The Shire was full of simple white folk, not a Jew or Negro for hundreds and hundreds of miles. Stories of far-off trannies and homosexuals were told to scare the children, but none had ever been even close to these parts in 1,000 years. Usury was a thing of myth, as of course was women's suffrage. Once in my youth I had seen a tan man, probably Italian or maybe at a push a Greek, and of course we had all vaguely heard the name Israel whispered in the corners of the taverns late at night. But all in all, the Shire was free and beautiful, and full of us white folk and nobody else. We had secured a future for our children, and had educated them in keeping foreigners out for all time until the end of everything and beyond. And heaven awaited, though in truth we were already there.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Shire, aka Endeavour News. I'm your host Hector, and I'm here with Gilbert. Up you there, Gilbert? Gilbert's muted.
Hey everybody, how's it going? That video really just took me off to a faraway place, and I was going, I was reclining in my chair and going, yes, the Shire,
Return to the Shire.
Return to the Shire, my friends.
Reject modernity, return to the Shire.
Absolutely, 100%.
All right, we're doing a bonus episode because we probably won't be streaming next week, and last week it wasn't really. Actually, I'll just on that note, I'll make sure microphone's going. Yep, my microphone is going. So I'm not muted. So last stream was a bit of a disaster. Had internet issues, had some hardware issues where my modem wasn't plugged in correctly, and my microphone was muted for like 30 minutes. So we're doing a bit of a bonus episode to make up for it. So I hope everyone's doing well in our YouTube and Rumble and in the replay gang. So yeah, I guess we'll get into it. So we're going to cover a couple of new things this week. So I guess the one everything's been talking about is the Argentinian election. Some like libertarian got elected and everyone's just losing their mind for some reason. Like he's a libertarian and he beat like the Labour Party equivalent, like centre left cucks. So you have a right wing guy. His policies are basically like, I don't really like homos, and also I like the free market. And I like Israel, and that was basically his whole policy. He won, and then everyone lost their mind. Everyone's going crazy on Twitter. But the dude is pretty sus, not gonna lie. Do you know too much about this, Gil? The whole Argentine election with Javier Milei as the winner? You there, Gil? I think you're muted again. All right, we've lost Gil. Anyways, we'll continue. We'll continue regardless. Yeah, he's disconnected. Oh no. Well, anyways, so Argentinian Milei won the election. It was a pretty landslide victory, won by over 10 points. Turnout was sort of low. So everyone's been going crazy. Everyone's going like stuck in this dude's toes, going like, yeah, he identifies as anarcho-capitalist, which is sort of cringe. Wants to take Argentina to the US dollar, which is also sort of cringe. Big supporter of US, Israel, and Ukraine. It's like, well, that's mega cringe. Elected to drop inflation. Well, inflation is out of control in Argentina. Don't know where Gil is. It's gold. I think he's having internet issues. This time I'm not the one with internet issues. He's the one with internet issues. So, not ideal, really. And he named his four-legged children classical economics, after classical economics. So this dude's like a mega cringe libertarian. And like right in the world sort of like, and Keith Woods have been exposing this dude, like dude's famous for flying Israeli flags instead of literally like the flags of his own countries. And he's talking about how he wants to move the capital, want to recognize the capital of Israel as Jerusalem, not Tel Aviv. So like all that cringe stuff, all the like Ziocon like nonsense, and that's why you got like people like Ben Shapiro and all these other Ziocons, like Twitter Ziocons, like what is it, End Wokeness and Libs of TikTok. Some of them are like literally Jews, Bronze Age pervert, all fawning over this guy when the guy's just like a Zionist shill. It's like, why isn't this guy flying an Argentinian flag? Why is he flying an Israeli flag? It just doesn't add up.
I don't know. Is it true he cloned his dogs? Is that true?
I don't know if he cloned them, but I wouldn't be
I heard
surprised.
somewhere he cloned his dogs. Yeah, he had a dog that passed away, and then he cloned it, and I guess that this is the result here. But yeah, anyway. But yeah. Sorry to answer your question earlier. Yeah, he is a libertarian, but a right wing one. He does have some pretty good views, despite his Zionist
But this
tendencies.
guy's like a
Um,
mega Zionist. He's like puts normal
yeah.
Zionists to shame. It's crazy.
He's really, kissing butts to try and get himself up there. Maybe that's partly why. I mean, let's not discount that Argentina is going through some bad crime.
Oh,
It's been in
Argentina's in a
free fall.
mess.
Oh yeah, and the inflation is just through the roof. It's projected to get even higher. And as such, he wants to, what was it, move on to the US dollar as its currency. And I guess what was it he wanted to do with the bank? He wanted to,
He wanted to like
uh,
dissolve the federal bank or something.
yeah, which is pretty crazy. I actually don't
I don't
really.
agree with that at all. You should be nationalizing the bank and then forcing it to issue loans interest free, not dissolving it and
Mm,
letting just all your banks be owned by the United States. It's like it's
yeah,
sort of
that doesn't
retarded,
seem
really.
like a good move. The funny thing is I think the Argentinian bank is state owned. Let me just check that out. But I'm pretty sure it's like pretty much all state owned. Um, let me see. Um,
It
yeah,
could very
it's
well be.
it's the Argentine banking sector is currently dominated by state owned banks. Yeah, I'm not sure how state owned it is, but I'm pretty sure it's at least 90% state owned. So I mean it's not really the right line to just dissolve the banks and then have the
All your
United
banks
States.
be American banks, like USA
Yeah,
banks.
yeah, no, that doesn't seem like a good idea at all. that you're just landing yourself a much bigger problem. But people seem to think that at least the U.S. dollar is still indomitable. Apparently, in the uh, they had an international conference, and none of the countries that are the BRICS, China or India, none of them really expressed an interest in wanting to move away from the U.S. Dollar reserve. So
Well, the
that's
BRICS is
something to
sort of a
consider.
joke, not gonna lie. You got Brazil. I mean, South Africa's like a failed state.
Mm, yeah.
Russia's under like the most sanctions of any country since World War II.
Mm, mm, yeah. Yeah.
China's the strongest one there, but it's got some looming issues.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing of such was hinted at or suggested. So yeah, I mean, in a way that's good that he's cozying up closer, I guess, to the United States. But yeah, dissolving the banks, that's not a good idea. And other things he's saying, Argentina chooses another path. I'm there to, wake up lions. He said he's basically another Trump. He branded Pope Francis an evil leftist
That's
and
sort of
called it.
based.
Yeah, I mean that's good. I mean it's good that he's willing to. Why Trump was good was he was willing to just use his power, and none of this, mincing around like Obama, sucking on hot dogs everywhere he went, and much like John Key, actually, if you've seen that photo of him. But okay, sorry I didn't mean to spread that around. So that's pretty bad. But yeah, he called Pope Francis an evil cuck. He called climate change a socialist lie, and he said he would hold a referendum to undo the 3-year-old law that legalized abortion.
I mean,
So
that's all good stuff. I mean, that's the
yeah.
thing. You get these like weird guys with crazy policies, like selling out all your banks to the United States and converting
Mm,
to Judaism
mm,
and
yeah.
whatever. And then also they combine it with these like really good social takes, like banning abortion,
Mm,
calling out like communists and leftists, all that sort of
ex-
thing.
exactly. So what we're seeing here, I think, is just like another sort of Trumpian sort of candidate, or another um what's his name? Gosh, I'm sorry, I forgot the
Javier Melli, is that who you're talking
yeah,
about? Yeah.
yeah, I'm talking about him, but in comparison, the Jair Bolsonaro, excuse me,
Oh,
he's
yeah, the
like
Brazilian.
another Donald Trump or another Jair Bolsonaro, and that kind of seems to be what we're looking at with this guy. But who knows, maybe even a little bit crazier. I mean, the thing
Well, he
is
does
though.
seem it sort of seems a bit eccentric, to put it lightly, really.
Yeah, yeah. But maybe that's what they're like in Argentina, and maybe that's what I mean, they are a bit more hot-blooded down there, so it's a
Yeah, I
different
guess so.
culture.
Yeah.
And they seem to really love him. He certainly
We did
got a
well in the
really
election, yeah.
yeah, his opponents suffered a humiliating defeat. I think also to consider, yeah, look at that. Okay, not ideal, pretty bad.
It's
At
pretty
the
bad
same time,
optics.
yeah, yeah, it is pretty bad. That's pretty sus. But you know, we once upon a time said something similar about Musk. We once upon a time said something similar about Bukele of El Salvador, and of course Jair Bolsonaro and Trump. But it's like, look, it doesn't mean that these people are going to be super good, 100% perfect all the time. But I mean, look at what Bukele did. I mean, he put MS-13 under his thumb. So I mean, the thing is that everybody is waking up to the Zionist question. We see right now there's a mad rush, a gold rush of people going, "Oh my goodness, look what it says in the Talmud. Oh my gosh, look at how Israel is involved in the immigration and how harshly they're treating these civilians in Gaza." So I mean, all that's coming out. So at this rate, with the way that the Overton window is finally cracking wide open, I don't know how much we have to worry. I mean, especially if we keep the pressure on day by day, keep the heat up on the worldwide Zionist lobby. But look, I mean, Jair Bolsonaro, I guess, did well on crime and a lot of other things. He managed to unite the Brazilian people. That election, I think, is quite clearly stolen. Maybe we're on YouTube, so I'll, just maybe go a bit easy. But yeah, so I mean, it's can the question is, will he actually stabilize this European country, and is he going to be a boon, a benefit, and actually make things more
I don't think
nationalist?
Argentina is a European country.
Oh, I think it has the highest proportions of European people, though, out of any other, or is that Chile? I think Argentina is supposed to have the highest proportion
There's a lot
of.
of Italians there. It depends if you count Italians as white.
Yeah. Okay. Well, but be that as it may or not, yeah. I mean, I think it's a good sign that. And look, you don't have to support him or anything like that, but point is that I think the world is realizing, you know, why things are so bad, but it's just not being captured again by the Zionists in this conservative framework, libertarian conservative sort of marshmallow right wing kind of framework where they've captured you again and they lead you off another trail and into another version of their politics. So it's yeah, basically just the online Twitter right wing Twitter squads just have to keep the pressure up and keep keep the pressure up and keep the pressure on. Really, I think is what that amounts to.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm sort of skeptical about the guy because this guy seems like super Zionist.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, 100%. Be super skeptical. 100%. Yeah, everybody should be, and everybody should keep spreading that anti-Zionist message around as much as possible. But it's good to see something of a right-wing strain. But it can't stop here. Obviously, we have to go, you know, come full circle till we are just pro-white, because
yeah.
we're seeing such a divide between support Israelis or support Palestinians. It's like, hold on, how about we support ourselves for a moment? How about we support, being
Well,
Argentinian or yeah,
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what you got to keep your eye on. Like, I mean, the guy can be some white
goodness
guy and
gracious,
say we're
look
going
at
to
that.
Yeah, I know.
I
That's
mean,
true.
sorry to interrupt you, Hector, but goodness gracious, look at that. What about the Argentinian flag?
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying when you were disconnected.
That's the worst video I think I've seen maybe all year, but that we've shown in this podcast. But hey, sorry, man, what were you saying?
Well, I mean, that's what the thing you got to wait for is whether what he actually does for Argentina. Will he do nothing, or
Mm,
will he just sell out his country like every one of the last like
mm,
20 Argentinian politicians or prime
yeah,
ministers,
yeah. I
presidents,
mean,
whatever they have?
I mean, Bukele went to the Wailing Wall, but at least he did some good stuff.
Oh, I mean, you can no doubt say that like Bukele has improved his
mm,
country by like a factor of like 10. Like it's pretty
mm,
amazing what that guy's been able to do just by pretty much like enforcing the law and putting
mm,
criminals in prison like they're meant to be.
mm. Yeah. It's I mean, things have gotten so bad. We've got to look out for that switch, that Zionist switch, or that globalist switch. I mean, because I mean, it's pretty had. I mean, South America is just a simulation of this, but the whole world has become so upset and so, uh, you know, demolished by war and immigration and economic problems that you have people like this practically begging for a strongman to lead them to a nationalist secure future, to the point where you see this video here of them, going wild over a flag that's not even theirs. So I mean, everybody's got to be aware of that switch, because a guy like this could quite easily lead us into a WHO pandemic treaty without us even knowing. I mean, let's not forget, folks, Donald Trump did pioneer Operation Warp Speed, and to what degree that was him and he could have opposed that, and to what degree he was fully surrounded, and intimidated and threatened, we don't really
Well,
know.
that's the
But
thing.
I
If
mean,
he was a proper like leader, he would have just been like told these people to bugger off. But
mm,
I do think Trump was not really our guy in a lot of ways. He sort of cucked out like massively.
Yeah, certainly, and that's why we just have to be so critical nowadays. We are in a fight with our own elite, and that shouldn't have to happen. We shouldn't have
Yeah.
to be in a fight with our own elite, but we have to stick on them like glue and ensure that they just don't go. That as soon as they see some guys in small hats and long sideburns, that he does, oh, look at those guys, oh, let me talk to them, they're friendly, they've got lots of money. No, we've got to, that's why we have to stick on Trumps and Bolsonaros and Millets, like glue, and make sure that they don't go astray and go awry, because we need them to represent us.
Yeah.
So yeah, hence why we just have to be a part of the political process, guys. And white people everywhere have to, like in the Lord of the Rings, have to light that banner, where they're lighting the big stacks of wood up on the mountains, and the whole, human world sees the distress call that Gondor is responding. So I mean, in New Zealand, Australia, Argentina. Argentina and America, UK, wherever, we all have to unfortunately become part of this political process. And but there are ways that you can make that better for yourself. So this is what we have to do. Otherwise, these people are just going to keep getting away from us. We need to reel them. We need to reel them in for us. They're like a wild horse. We need to put our reins on them and have them ride for us for once. And it's for survival's sake, for our people's sake.
Yeah, and I guess talking of white pills, we'll move on to this one. This is a pretty good white pill. Here we go.
Okay, woohoo!
Public gayness banned in rural U.S. town. Up to 5 years punishment for offenders. A new ordinance in Tennessee community has barred gay couples from showing affection in public and banned 4 books from discussing LGBT themes.
Yeah, and basically that's a euphemism. What those books are pedophile books, are like pornography books, basically. So I mean that's really what that is, and yeah, it's a horrible thing. But yeah, I mean that's good to see Tennessee standing up.
Yeah, it says right here, locals of Tennessee City have recently passed an ordinance bill basically prohibiting homosexuals in public as a loophole to ban library books
Live.
they consider gay.
Mm,
Rural
mm.
town Miss Free Bros. Miss Free Bros. Sounds like a my free bros or something. I
That
don't know.
went, yeah, that's got a good loophole to ban library books they consider gay. You just go into a library, someone's reading, and you're like, sir, I consider that book gay. I'm gonna have to ban that and send you to prison because
5
that book
years.
is gay.
Yeah.
Maybe that law could be branched out to other books that like you know that are problematic, so to speak. But anyway, go continue. Go on.
The rural town My Free Bros in June has passed an ordinance bill banning indecent behaviour, which includes indecent exposure, public indecency, lewd behaviour, nudity, and sexual conduct. The rule seems to overtly be targeted at the gay community, as journalist Erin Reed first reported mention of Section 2172 in the ordinance, which states that sexual conduct includes homosexuality, essentially banning all forms of affection for gay couples besides talking. I'm thinking epic.
Yeah, isn't it funny they have to target? I mean, all of that is illegal anyway, right? You're not allowed to do any of that in public. But I mean, it's like they have to target this law toward gay people. That's how bad it's gotten that they have to, you know, recreate and reaffirm a law in the Constitution, I guess, to target them to say, you guys can't do that. This is wrong. So that's how bad it is. But finally, right?
I'll just finish this last paragraph. Citizens found violating the new rule would be barred from hosting public events or selling goods and services at them for 2 years. Those caught breaking the ordinance in the presence of minors will be barred for 5 years. Naturally, all ALUC, blah, 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 blah. Some like Jews crying. So yeah, it's
That
pretty
is.
funny, and it literally even says like if you try, do these, what it says before, indecent acts, sexual conduct, and lewd behavior in front of minors,
Mm,
you'll you'll be banned for basically being able to participate in business. Like it's not even
mm,
jail. Like it's just
mm,
banned from buying or selling goods within the county or city
mm.
for 5 years, which is like not even that bad a punishment considering you're basically like promoting pedophilia.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's just sick. It's just yeah. So thank God that they are literally the My Free Bros. So shout out to My Free Bros in Tennessee.
Oh,
That's
trauma,
awesome.
bro. But no, it's pretty good, and this shows why you should get involved on a local level. Run for
Mm,
council, run for council on a based platform. Say
mm,
you're going to ban gays and public lewdness. I
mm,
think that's epic, and it's good that they were able to push this through. Like it's a great white pill.
mm. Yeah, absolutely. And get your friends around you as well, if you can, or other people to help you. And yeah, should be epic, based and red pilled.
Simply
Um,
epic.
yeah, yeah, but we need to keep this energy up. That shouldn't just stop at Tennessee. Need to,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
homosexuals should be banned across the entire world, not just
mm,
rural Tennessee.
mm.
Homosexual acts and sexual conduct towards minors should be banned in the entire world, not just my free bros.
Yeah, should be banned in the entire universe, really.
And lots of
But
based comments. Remember when like news sites used to have comments? It's like, go my freeze
yeah,
bros. Good move. Oh, there used to be more base ones. Oh, no, there is. It's just this gap there.
yeah. Let's see some other comments. Yeah,
There's the one I remember reading one that was pretty.
yeah,
I think they swept up all the most based ones.
probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
tough. It's tough.
It's
Well, at least that
tough.
one's pretty
Yeah.
good. Go my free bros.
Indeed,
Oh yeah, there
indeed.
used to be heaps of like really good comments here, but they've swept it slightly.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
All
Amen.
right, should
So
we
God
move
bless
on?
him.
Next
Let's
one.
move on.
Share this tab. So we thought we might as well cover this while we're covering the United States. 3 presidential debates revealed for next year. Wait, where's the actual poll? I don't really care about the debate.
Yeah. Find it.
Where's this website sucks. I think I need to site. Where's the one I was
Hector.
looking for? It was like about young voters. I'll look it up in a different window.
Yeah, just maybe search your history or something. But yeah, I mean this is again, this is promising and shows us what
True that.
Americans really feel. It's nothing new actually, but yeah, get it up when you're ready. Okay, cool.
Do you want to read this one? I read the last one.
Okay, sure. Trump beats Biden among young voters in new NBC poll just 3 years after Dem president held 26-point lead over MAGA rival ahead of the 2020 election. A new survey suggests Trump is beating Biden with voters under the age of 35. It is the latest in a series showing Trump pulling into a lead on President Biden, but it is among voters ages 18 to 34 that are the biggest shock in the new survey. Ooh, owned. So the youngins are like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
it's
mean, like we
actually the
said.
young.
Oh, sorry, you go.
Mm. Yeah, well, it's just I was just gonna say like the media portrayed supporters of Trump to be these old stodgy boomers who were just too set in their ways, but actually many young people actually like Trump, and therefore there's an appeal to some right wing politics there, and a nationalist agenda.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, we sort of mentioned this before when we're talking about Malili, the Argentinian guy. Like, obviously, Trump's not perfect, but it's at least like the energy behind voting for him. Like, there is that sentiment there. Like, people are sick of what's going on at the border. They're sick of inflation. They're sick of like tranny
Mm,
story hours
mm,
and whatever the heck
ugh,
else is going on.
mm,
Gender nonsense, communism,
mm, mm,
censorship.
mm,
This is probably
yeah.
like censorship in universities, like
Mm. Monkeys, running around and throwing trash
yeah,
everywhere.
chimps chimping out. I mean, I
Mm,
think people are just sort of getting sick of it.
mm,
I
mm,
think in this poll, I mean, I don't have the whole poll with me, but the only people that were voting for Biden were literally like old people. So it's sort of like the opposite of like this May. Everyone goes,
mm,
only the old boomers or whatever, like the old geriatrics vote for Republican. All
mm,
the
mm,
epic young people vote for Obama
mm,
or
mm,
whatever,
mm,
or Biden.
mm. Yeah, yeah. That's how they always try to portray it. But yeah, apparently that is not the case. Um, but oh, would you like me to continue with this article?
Oh yeah, yeah, read a bit more.
Okay. Donald Trump is beating Joe Biden with voters under the age of 35. Another disastrous poll for the president shows. The new survey conducted by NBC News shows Trump beating Biden or leading Biden by 2 points, 46 to 44% overall. And it is the latest series that have shown Trump pulling into the lead. He leads Biden among every age group except for senior citizens who
Yeah.
favor the current president. So there you go.
I mean, why
That's
why are these old people even voting for Biden? I don't really get it. Like,
Yeah, they're probably just like, oh, Biden, he's been there for the longest time. He knows us. And, they probably see an old face and they're like, yeah, Joe Biden, he's good. He's
yeah,
like
I
the
mean,
old.
he's been a senator for like 40 years or something, so I guess so.
Yeah, whereas, Trump is this new, funny, charismatic, dynamic person who I think a lot of young people, maybe not so much old people, but a lot of young people in the past couple of years have really felt the pinch on their wages probably, and they can see the disaster that awaits them in their future, and they see Biden as just the status quo. So but Trump is just anything but that at the very least. So whereas that you know they there's a lot more that they see Trump actually wanting to do well. So I can understand actually how that would be the case. For that younger voters would vote for Trump, but
I
and
mean,
why older?
it's actually
Yeah.
sort of a similar situation. Like, it's not actually that rare. I mean, the only like exception usually is the Anglosphere for some reason, where in
Mm,
like Europe, like Poland and the Netherlands and Sweden and what
mm,
I think even like Germany, like
mm.
the young people there tend to vote for the right wing parties, like ADF in Germany,
Mm.
um, the Forum
AFD.
for
Yeah.
Democracy or in
Mm,
the Netherlands,
mm,
uh, what is it, National Action or whatever it's
mm,
called now. I think they changed it in France. The
mhm.
what's her name? Malone,
Marine Le Pen.
Le Pen, yeah, Le Pen,
Yeah.
not Maloney. That's someone else. Um, I mean, even Maloney's party in Italy, like it tends to be young people that vote for them. While for some reason in the United
Yeah.
States, all the here in like the United States, all the young people just seem to vote for whatever retarded communist comes along.
Yeah, that is weird. That is strange. I think
I was pulling this up just to
yeah,
prove my point, but 1/3 of young Poles plan to vote for the far right, with 80% frustrated in the political situation. Oh, sorry, you can't see the tab.
that's all right. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's not really a rare thing for young people to vote for these more right-wing parties, but it
Mm,
sort of is in the Anglosphere. In the rest of Europe, it's fairly common.
mm,
So
mm.
it's good to see the Anglosphere finally catch up with the trend. Yes.
Mm, mm. I guess the contrast, at least in terms of immigration, is much more stark with the people coming in and the people that are native to Europe. Whereas in the US, it's not so. But there are probably a lot of reasons why that is so. Needless to say, that's good to see Europeans have some sense,
Yeah,
even though.
they seem to have a bit more than the rest of the Anglosphere.
Yeah, hopefully we can follow suit. How to get people to do that though?
Some
Because
more
even now, you
votes.
look at our election, Hector, that just recently happened. It's like, man, what was everybody thinking? But you know, anyway, um, here we go. Polls. Far right social media strategy is wooing Spain's young voters.
So yeah,
Mm,
it's pretty common for like all the boomers in Europe to vote for whatever conservative, like centre right, centre left party, and all the based
mm.
young people just vote for like the far right party.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I guess young people are a little more awake, aware, more concentrated on what's going on, and the old people are just kind of set in their ways, and they just don't want to budge or something. Um, yeah.
I guess speaking of Spain, should we move on to the protests there?
Yes, let's do that. Yeah, sure.
So I've got a couple articles about that.
Mm,
So protests against the socialist coup continue in Spain for the 18th consecutive day. So this has been happening for, yeah, 3 weeks nearly at this point. Basically,
mm.
what happened, the Spanish had an election. It was a hung parliament. It was a hung parliament, and basically no one could get a majority. And then after about 3 months of negotiations, the left-wing Socialist Party, I think it's literally called like literally the Socialist Party here. Pedro Sanchez, which is a great Spanish name. Pedro of the Socialist Party decided he would make an alliance with the Catalanian separatists.
Mm,
So he basically, to become prime minister, is basically having a coalition agreement with people that don't even want to be part of the country. So that's sort of why it's obviously causing some controversy to say the least. So there's been a lot of protests there. Hundreds of thousands of people have been coming out because you literally have a prime minister that's making a deal that could potentially destroy the country.
mm,
So
mm, mm.
it's funny that.
Yeah, so I mean that shows that they're quite desperate to hang on to power,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
guess.
instead of
Yeah.
like if you got a hung parliament, you just call a new election. Like instead of doing that,
Mm, mm,
he's just being a coward to get power for 3 more years to be the prime minister.
mm.
He makes an agreement with like the literal separatists.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty dire, and yeah, it really shows how far he's willing to take it. I wonder, mm,
So
yeah,
yeah,
what his thinking is behind that, but yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll read this.
yeah,
There
read
have
that one
al-
if you want.
there have already been 18 consecutive days of protests in Spain against the pact between the Socialist Party of Pedro Sanchez and the fugitive Puigdemont, pact that is an attack on the separation of powers, on equality before the law, and national unity. You can see the image of today's protests here.
Just really look at some based images.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty epic protest.
I saw it getting a lot more wild than that
Yeah,
though,
no,
and some of the videos.
these aren't really that good images.
That must have been yeah, must have been like when it started first
No, I mean,
later
I've
on in
seen
the
some of
night.
the photos, and there's like massive, like there's literally hundreds of
Oh,
thousands of people in the street. Like you can't even, for like kilometers, you could just see people.
with the red glow sticks or the red yeah, whatever those are called. Yeah, the police were getting pummeled as well. Like it was really that wild. So wouldn't want to be a cop. That I wouldn't want to be a cop anyway, but definitely wouldn't want to be one then. So and
Yeah, there's
a
a
lot of
cop
people
getting
in
owned.
Yeah. Oy vey. Yeah, and a lot of these people are still very pissed off over the mandates and that they were forced to stay in their home. Yeah, I can remember a lot of images from Europe, how, again, the police were getting absolutely
Yeah.
pummeled by objects, and it was kind of, it was pretty funny. It was like they had they were just like a hail of like trash and rocks
Yeah,
and
or
sticks and things. Yeah.
just by reading
Mm,
this caption, this cop was what was he? He's basically protecting the Socialist Party
mm,
headquarters. Oh, Socialist Party headquarters in Spain. So,
mm,
so yeah, it's pretty funny. The protesters literally be going to like the Socialist Party's headquarters and protesting there, which is a pretty good strategy. There's some good images of people out on the street.
wow, that's
All those
nice
people,
fountain.
bajillions of them.
Wow.
Way more than what was it? The Monkey Lives Matter protests in
Yeah,
2020.
yeah.
Like, and this one gets like no media coverage, while the media was like spazzing out for literally months,
Mm.
while there was literally like, ding dong, shucking and jiving and burning cars on the street.
Dancing with a banana. Yeah. Yeah. No, these Spanish people can turn out. All right.
I mean, you even got like Euro cucks. Like, there's like some pro-European Union cucks coming out, like probably like centrists, but they're like,
Mm.
yeah, we'd rather not have our country like destroyed. Which
Exactly.
is
That's
like,
what it's going. Yeah.
well, that's what happens when you elect like Marxist socialists, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, yeah, which is silly in itself, but I wonder. I mean, we are in the throes of destruction, so I wonder what happens from here on out. I think it's still salvageable, but I wonder what their plan is, because they obviously conspire to the EU is just the executioner organization for these plans of Calgary, right? So I wonder what
The hell
their
is this?
line is
Oh,
thinking.
worldwide socialism. Like, what the hell is this context?
That's all right. We can show it. It doesn't really matter.
I don't know. I just pulled up some random articles. I'm just like, it's like, was it NATO-backed genocide and I mean, it sort of is,
Well,
but
this is big, actually. Retired Spanish generals call for coup, back right-wing protests versus the socialist Sumar government. That's amazing.
I mean, they're just sort
That's
of.
that's
It's like
big,
this.
man.
I bet you. I don't even have to read the articles. The commies are cringing because they want to overthrow their like cringe
Globo
socialist
homo.
globo homo leader that wants to
Yeah.
like destroy the Spanish state.
Mm,
But it's
mm.
pretty based if there was a coup and then like literally the coup after the coup they just have a new election because they're gonna lose the next election, like the socialists.
Yeah.
So
The thing is, though, isn't this guy of do I have this wrong, that this guy who's leading the right wing, who's the center of the whole fiasco of the right wing, isn't he a socialist too? He has like socialist policies, I've heard. I mean, he's right wing, but he's got some socialist policies himself.
I mean, what do you mean by socialist? Like,
Yeah, well, kind of. Well, it doesn't. Let's see. It's not too distant in terms of economics. It isn't really too distant from, I guess, the current government. I mean, I think they are like right-wing Marxists, is what
oh, are
I've
they
heard.
mega communists? Like, what's his name?
Yeah, like the little Jackson Hinkles. Yeah, they're just a bunch of Jackson Hinkles. Oh God, save us! If Spain does. No, I think Europeans are a little bit more sensible than just some
They
like
tend to be.
dude. Yeah, than just some like dude surf bro. Going, oh, communism is cool, bruh, and I also like Donald Trump. But at the end of the day, as long as he is actually nationalist, but yeah, ideally the Marxist stuff you would, stay away from that, because that's nothing good, But Nazbol is just like the
Nazbol's
silliest.
literally like the cringiest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, and it's full of, as such, it's full of
It's
a
full
lot
of
of spirits
spastics.
and-
Yeah, it's full of the biggest spastics you'll ever meet.
Yeah, you want to stay away from people like that who are like, "Oh, my based China, my based
I base
Russia,"
Stalin,
and
yeah.
yeah, Xi Jinping will save the right race, and it's it's all just very silly. You want
North Korea's based or whatever. I mean, in some
to,
ways it sort of is. Like when they said they were
yes.
gonna put people that watch K-pop in labor camps. Like, yeah, I can sort of agree with that.
Yeah.
Put people that watch anime and K-pop in labor camps. It's like, okay, maybe the communists actually are based. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, if you have to choose, right? Yeah, I remember that photo of like they had to have like an intercontinental like peace meeting, the North Koreans and the South Koreans, and they put it a K-pop concert for the North Koreans, and then panned to their faces, and the North Koreans were just like. And like they were like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? What the
Yeah.
hell are they showing us? Like, yeah, you can only imagine what was going through their heads. But in any case, yeah. So this is this still thing is still going, and I guess
Hopefully it
like
doesn't stop.
France.
Hopefully it doesn't stop
Mm,
until there's a new election.
yeah. I mean, if we can take anything that happened with the French with the yellow vest protests, that these people will be just as committed, hopefully, and yeah, we shall see. We shall see. I mean, I doubt that the Spain would want something like that, especially as Spain is a much smaller economy and can't
Spain's
handle.
apparently been doing pretty good. Like they've been in sort of like a rough patch for a while, but apparently they're starting to finally rebound, and then they like almost destroy their country again,
Well,
economic wise.
well, that's good. You hope so, because yeah, it is pretty rough being those sort of Mediterranean European countries. Things aren't going too well for them, but yeah,
I have to
hopefully they
cut.
all
They
bounce
have to cut down on siesta time.
back. Yeah, of course, yeah. Jeez, but yeah, that's good sign. Hopefully they can keep this up.
Yeah.
Mm,
Actually, I think that's sort of the end of my articles. We got through them a bit quicker than I was expecting. So,
mm. That's
uh,
cool. That's
is there anything
anything
else?
else? Oh yeah.
I was actually going to say that exact thing. Anything else you wanted to cover, or should we just make it a quick one?
Yeah. Or does the chat want to chime in and want to ask us our sort of did they want us to cover anything, or do they have any questions? Maybe.
We haven't got any chats yet, but that's probably because I didn't advertise the stream that much. It was sort of out of nowhere. But
Hmm.
if we do in the next couple minutes, we'll cover it. Otherwise,
Hmm.
guess I'll just have a quick
Yeah.
look at News Hub, shall we?
Yeah. Sure, we could.
See what News Hub's up to.
Yeah. Let's see what they're. Yeah, there is definitely a lot of
Just
stuff
more,
happening all
more
the time.
cringe stuff about the coalition. It's like, let me know when the actual coalition negotiations over, because I don't care about the media's cringe updates.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, Winston Peters was mean to me again. Oh no.
They're just this bad.
for like 5 weeks straight. Winston Peters didn't answer my question at the airport again. Oh no, what a disaster.
That's sort of just the folly of NZ politics we have to
Yeah.
put up with, unfortunately. But yeah, it's we can deduce what is happening from that. As Hector and I mentioned last stream, he's they're making it seem all good. Like they're like, oh yes, things are going good. Everything's fine. We've got it down to 2 policies now.
Yeah, it's
But
like, just let me know when you're done. Like, I don't really care.
yeah, exactly. It'll be really interesting to see what comes out. I mean, you'll be first to hear it here once they do come out with it. Tune in to our hot and base takes when that does happen. But I mean, yeah, you can kind of visualize what's happening in these rooms. That there is sort of like a tug of war happening between Winston and Luxon and Seymour.
I mean, obviously, it's negotiations. It's what happens. Like, it ain't that hard to figure out.
I mean, they even know. I mean, everybody knows that's what's happening. It's a tug of war between the two, and yeah, Winston is just not budging. He knows his negotiation strategies. As he said, it's
Yeah,
not his
just more
first
people
rodeo.
more seething about Peters.
Peters
Yeah.
and Petty and immature. Prepare for the next 3 years of it.
Yeah, so I mean,
That's my Mark Delder voice, by the way. He actually literally sounds like that. It's pretty funny.
yeah, he sounds like a stunted Squidward, like Squidward who never went through puberty or something.
Well, that's what
But,
I don't think that guy did go through puberty. He's only like 5'2". I've seen
Yeah,
him.
he's
I've seen him on the
tiny.
street before. He's like a tiny dude.
And he talks mad shit. It's like bro, like if you're that tall, I wouldn't talk like
He's
as
like
much shit
he
as
weighs
you do.
like 120 pounds, if that. Like the dude's like a stick figure, literally like a stick figure from
He's
Newgrounds
like
or
a
something.
dobby.
He
like a
actually
dob-
is a dobby. It's sort of funny.
He's
But yeah, you've seen the guy on the street a couple of times, and he's like literally like the definition of a manlet.
Fuck, man. That's literal the merchant meme, right? Like a literal merchant stereotype, phenotype. Yeah,
Yeah, I've
that's
also seen Byron Clark on the street as well, and that dude's also a manlet. Like he's a fat, like he actually sort of looks
Yeah.
like a dwarf from Lord of the Rings, but just way less, like way fatter.
Yeah, he looks like the product of like a dwarf and a troll. Like he's a strange
Why
fellow,
are these
isn't
people all
he?
manlets? It's tough.
Yeah, and they all look weird, and they all have these bad opinions, and they're all weirdos, and yeah, that's I mean, at least
what it
Luxon
is.
looks like a potato or an egg.
Yeah,
Sorry,
he looks like
but
Dr. Robotnik from Sonic the Hedgehog, just without the mustache.
Oh god, someone has to do that. If we get one of our graphic designers,
No, we
someone
probably
has to do
could.
that. Yeah, so I just want to see that, you know. But no one has to. But so yeah, not really. I mean, yeah, again, like Kiwi Saver, peep prices are high.
Yeah, I just
help
pulled this
us.
one up.
Yeah,
I assume. I wonder if it'll actually give you a percentage. Kiwis are tightening theirs, blah blah blah.
the cost of everything is too high.
It's
Another
like, yeah,
said.
no, like, yeah, I realized that. I think most people have.
Yeah. This is card spending down.
So yeah, spending's down, prices are high, inflation's
Mm.
up, cost of living's up, and it all comes back to mass migration and wage suppression. So
Yeah, and I mean, the more immigrants you have, the less likely you're able to
the
buy
worse
a
things
house.
are going to get. Yeah, like the higher
Yeah.
costs will be.
I mean, do you think that just based on that, which is really, really effective? I mean, that's what everybody's
basic.
getting so angry about. Yeah, I mean, you'd think that you would see more of an uptick in support for New Zealand first, since that's like one of their main. I mean, they're the hardline immigration.
Well, they were sort of quiet.
restrictions.
They were pretty quiet about it last election, to be fair. So I don't know
Well-
why. I don't know why they were quiet about it. It was actually sort of a bit
Oh.
sus that New Zealand First was pretty quiet.
Well-
Like every party was quiet about immigration. But it was
I mean,
sort of retarded.
it's probably just like, this isn't a winning like issue.
I'm-
Like we
it's like-
need more immigrants for work, so we've got to get
I
that.
don't think that's correct though. I think it is a winning issue, and I think a lot of people know that.
Really, even in New Zealand. Okay,
Oh,
that's
no,
good.
but
That's
no,
good.
well, I mean,
Whenever
New
I
Zealanders
talk
are
about
pretty
it-
retarded. Like that is sort of true.
Yeah,
But there is still a fairly large subsection of people that know that immigration's bad for like things like cost of living,
yeah,
inflation, house prices, wage suppression,
yeah.
the environment. It's pretty common, like easy stuff to figure out. But for some reason,
Yeah.
because I don't know, 70% of this population of this country is retarded, they can't figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's really kind of comes down to that. Really, that they're just not paying attention. They're just silly. That's sad. But yeah, I mean, all the more reason to throw your support behind NZ First, guys, and just do something and be involved in some capacity. Yeah, it's yeah, I mean, people better get smart soon because as every day goes by, more and more Pajeets.
I mean, you would have
you know,
thought they would
getting-
have been like figured it out by now. It's like we've had a mass migration crisis for like, since the 90s, and people still haven't figured it out.
Yeah, I guess people are really just like, throw like a piece of, like a chicken bone at this or their beer can at the screen and go, Luxon, figure it out. It's too expensive. A piece of broccoli is too expensive at the supermarket. Do the thing where you do you do politics and make it cheaper. Like it's just like this consumer culture sort of mindset where it's just like I demand service. Give it to me now. These hot wings aren't good enough or what. You know what I'm trying to say? It's people need to concentrate more, and somehow we've got to penetrate the minds of New Zealanders. Not sound like Klaus Schwab, but we've got to get people to think a bit more. Because the election results were just. I mean, I
It could
guess
have been worse, but they weren't like super good either.
no. I don't even know if you can say people's hearts are in the right place with that election result. Because it's like, are they even really thinking? Because it just
I
seems
think
like a
that's sort
mere
of the problem,
reaction to
though.
Labour.
Like most,
Yeah.
it literally is. It was just a reaction to Labour, and most people like don't actually use their brain because they're literally like fried. Like their brain's
Yeah.
fried by, I don't know, like TV or I don't know,
Mm.
smoking too many durries or something. I can't really say the
Sticky
reason
nut
why.
brain.
Yeah, I can't really say the reason why New Zealand seems to be one of the most retarded countries on earth, but it just
Yeah.
is the case for some reason.
Yeah, it's weird. It's almost like we're the docile, flightless birds that once inhabited
It sort of
this.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, with no. I mean, we better learn quick because I mean they're coming over from these countries, that are not known for being very nice, gentlemen. So it's yeah, it's a very real thing. What we need is we just need a bunch of Australian chads and chuds to come here for like a
Yeah,
while
we need
and
some
just
more
live here.
chads and chuds. That's true.
Yeah. Well, we just need the, yeah. There's way more. I mean, look at their election result with the one voice. I mean, yeah, we basically just need to like as soon as Australians, like white Chad Australians, like set foot, we just need to give them like a New Zealand citizenship and then just get them to vote and just like stay. You know how they do like green cards to Mexicans coming over the border in the US?
Yeah.
You just like something like that. But yeah, that'd be pretty cool. But
All right, I'm just
anyway,
going through Reddit. There's not really much there.
what's happening with Nicola Willis? Isn't she the national lady or something? Or
I don't
oh,
know.
what's this? What the hell? Look at Anthony Albanese. Australia is a big welcoming country. That's why we'll be fast tracking the visa process for.
What the
Oh, this is a
fuck?
joke. I
Oh.
okay. I just
okay. You got me for a second.
yeah. That's still pretty funny. That's really good. That little post. Whoever made that. I'm gonna look at that when I after this. China testing lasers.
Would that be like more distracting? That'd be like
What?
more distracting to drivers. It seems pretty silly.
Yeah. Is that even a thing? Oh, that is a thing in China though. Have you seen all those gifs where like bus drivers and truck drivers and shit will like their trucks will just drive off a bridge or like
Yeah, I
like
have seen
veer-
those before.
Yeah, and that apparently is a real. I guess their eyes are already like part of the way
Yeah,
closed,
half,
so
half
it's like
sleep already. So
yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah, but anyway, what does Scott Ritter say? Let's be very clear. Israel is a state that can be geographically
What's up with
defined
this?
by.
I don't like that side.
Oh,
Well,
hey, look at that. Zionist Israel attacked the USS Liberty. Zionist Israel spies on the US. Zionist Israel has shared US secrets with nations hostile to the US. Zionist Israel has shared sensitive US technology with nations hostile to the US. Zionist Israel actively interferes with US elections. Zionist Israeli officials openly brag about owning the US Congress. Zionist Israel is the greatest enemy of the United States, if for no other reason than it has insinuated itself into the very fabric of American political and social discourse, much like a parasite that takes control of its host.
Whoa, this is mega red pill.
Yeah. I mean, all that's true. You could go further than that, by the way. I mean, they say a lot more than just owning the U.S. Congress.
I think they own the whole country.
Yeah, and I mean, even the things that they say about the United States, like Netanyahu, saying like, "Oh, once we are done with the U.S., we'll, scrunch it up like a piece of trash and throw it away." And let's not even get into the rabbis, folks. But oh, look at that!
The dancing
Ooh.
Israelis.
Yeah, look what he says. The past. Should I read those since we're on YouTube? I mean, I think our viewers can see, but yeah, I think. I don't know. I've heard.
I think you've said
Reddit.
enough. We'll leave it as that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can
read it
see
on
those
screen,
last
yeah.
four. Yeah. Sweet. Did we want to look at Nicola? Oh, look. What about Swarbrick? That's trending in New Zealand. Should we see what the Aryan waifu queen is up to? Just quickly.
Something based or something cringe? Let's find out.
Yeah. I heard that she is actually a supporter of
carpet bombed, carpet bombed,
of Action Zealandia.
Did she keep talking about carpet bombing Israel? What the heck?
Wait, what? Oh, I heard about this. Wait, can you share your
yeah,
screen?
yeah,
I want
can
to
you
see.
see that?
Wait, put a full screen. Put a full screen so we
this-
could get the full effect. Okay, do you want me to read that? In her ranting interview with David Seymour, Green's go-to anti-Semitic angry woman Swarbrick refused to unequivocally condemn Hamas for its vile crimes against humanity.
Absolutely vile.
Absolutely vile. Oy vey. On October 7th. Worse, she justified them with gaslighting, whataboutery, malinformation that the IDF carpet bombed Gaza.
What
Sounds pretty
the?
base to
It
me.
sounds sort of true. Like, I'm pretty sure the IDF is carpet bombing Gaza. They've like bombed the whole like city.
Oh, they've been doing that for like a while now. You know, that's like, not
Seems
yeah.
epic
I mean,
to me.
sounds epic. Yeah, full screen that.
Oh, sorry. But it doesn't even show the video. It's like some cringe boomer
Bombed.
edit.
Carpet.
I don't even know what this is meant to be.
Carpet bombed.
It's like, this is
carpet
boomer humor for
bombed,
you.
Carpet bombed.
Yeah.
Wow. That's boomer humor for you. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it. That's just cringe boomer. Yeah, but I'd actually like to see the full. Does someone actually have the?
There's a screenshot.
There's a screenshot.
Come on, boomers, get onto it.
Well, I mean, she's just showing that she's exasperated,
Oh, here you
right?
go.
She's just
Let's talk
showing
about
that-
Gaza. What did you make,
Okay.
Chloe, of Labor coming out, the Labor leader coming out and saying, even though his caretaker prime minister called.
I don't like that fucking sidebar shit.
Let's talk about
Yeah,
Gaza.
what's that?
What did you make, Chloe, of Labor coming out, the Labor leader coming out and saying, even though his caretaker prime minister calling for a ceasefire, which is out of step with what National has been saying and the caretaker government itself has been saying?
It's about time. I mean, look, in the course of the time that we'll be sitting on this couch for this panel, approximately 10 minutes or so, 2 Palestinians will die. One of them will be a child. We have a civilian population, which is approximately half the population of Aotearoa, New Zealand, crammed into a geographical area, which is a third the size of Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland, and they are being
Hell's that?
systematically
What's a Tamaki
carpet
Makaurau?
bombed. You have, Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, organs of the United Nations who are calling this ethnic cleansing, a genocide, and
That's what it is,
just abhorrent beyond
No,
all
that
measure
is what
of
it is.
humanity.
It
It
is
is incumbent
genocide.
on all political leaders
Yeah.
in this country
Yeah.
to stand up to the plate
You can like
and
that.
to say that they
Sounds
call for a
true to me.
ceasefire, a return of hostages, and actually, I would say for the incoming government to recognise the statehood of Palestinians.
Whoa. What
Well,
the
that's
fuck?
all true. Everything
you
she
mentioned the hostages.
she
Then
said
not-
is
you
true.
would
That,
then
that's
also
none
not
of that can
recognise
lie.
Israel.
Release the
That's the
hostages.
other
Of
half
course,
of it.
absolutely,
Can
without
you
doubt.
understand why Israel
sorry?
is hesitant to do that?
I said, and then not recognise Israel. Recognise Palestine and not recognise Israel.
Yeah,
without
even the
hostages
Chinese did
being
that.
released?
Yeah, I got to say, look, again, this is all being negotiated by the Qatari government
Yeah.
at present. But the
Qatari
other point I would make,
government. I'm not
Ryan,
sure
is
they
that
can be
based
trusted.
on reports out of actually some
No.
of the Jewish families themselves who have been involved in this atrocity, who have had family members abducted, they have been actually really upset by the actions of the Israeli government and some of the
By just bombing
reported
everything.
actions of Benjamin
Yeah.
Netanyahu, who apparently has not been prioritising the release of those hostages.
Yeah, they have. Some families have some concerns around that, no doubt about that. But I suppose, I mean, it's all very well for us to.
Oh,
sit
there
on
you
this
go. That's
couch
what
over
everyone's
here
been.
and try and
I mean, I
understand.
don't think we have to watch the whole thing. We sort of get it.
Okay.
She said Israel's carpet bombing Gaza, which is true, and then all these boomers like start seething for some reason.
Yeah, why the hell is that? Why? What a weird. I never thought that it would provoke like such a big reaction in New Zealand. I guess we do have our fair share of Jews, but I mean, do you remember the protest, Hector, of I think it was like Artia Square or something? There were like all those boomers with their Israeli flags.
Yeah, I
Do you
know
remember
that's
that?
pretty cringe. Yeah.
Yeah, what the hell? I was like, what the, But yeah, that's yeah. Either way, we have our fair share of Jews or evangelical Zionists, or I don't know what is going on. But yeah, that's oh yeah, look at Big Chungus over there.
The heck? They're doxing you.
No! Why did they? Oh, no! For everyone to see.
What
My
a
true
disaster.
form.
Gilbert's being
Fuck.
doxed.
No, my ukulele career is over. I'm saving them. They're gonna stop my Uber Eats pass and my
Yeah, KFC
DoorDash.
delivery. Yeah.
Yeah, my regular DoorDash KFC
Yeah.
delivery. Fuck. Oh well.
Well, I don't know. On that note, maybe we should call it a day. We've been going for an hour.
Yeah.
We've been sort of like I don't know, browsing Twitter for the last like 10 minutes, so
Mm,
we're sort of getting to the end of the content. To be fair, we got
mm.
one question from Yoki Sock Puppet. He says, "Is America finished?" Probably not yet. I think America's not quite finished yet, but it's not in the best state it's ever been. What do you think of that one, Gil?
Uh, Too early to say, but no, I don't think America's finished. I think we're only just seeing actually how resilient the U.S. economy is, and
It's
I
like
think
resilient in a lot of ways, in a bad way. Like,
yeah, in a bad way, but it's people get blackpilled very easily, and I understand that. But right-wing Christian Americans are having more kids than their leftist counterparts by like a lot. That leftists aren't even having kids, and it's those very people that actually make up the infrastructure of America who know how to do things. So if there is like a complete collapse, they're going to be the ones who survive and continue onward. And the U.S. is still, as the bulwark of Western civilization, as glomo hoboed up as it is, it is still in a strong position. It's still keeping the Chinese and Russians at bay to a degree from advancing into Ukraine. Um, and it looks bad. Like I know, I'm aware, I know, okay, I know. But you've got Matt Gaetz with the Freedom Caucus, and you've got this recent thing
well,
with the
you got
Jays and the Talmud being
you
exposed
got
and
this one.
Zionism.
Go
So
back to it.
it's all. I mean, don't freak. And you've got this. Like, don't freak out, everybody.
Do stuff
Do
like
the right.
this.
Mm,
Like that's
yeah, do stuff like that. Exactly. Like, you can support our people in New Zealand or wherever you are by just getting involved in initiatives like this, and you can contribute and you can be a part of this mass reawakening of our great people, and we are a great people, make no mistake. So don't let the blackpilling get to you, subconsciously, be spurred to action. And there really is no other choice for us. We have to live and breathe defiance and resistance every day of our lives to ensure that our families can see a better day each day, and we should be fighting for a better day each day for the rest of our lives. There's just no question about it. So I think the US will continue on, and I think basically it has to continue on a right-wing nationalistic trajectory. And with Elon Musk and this whole thing going on Twitter right now, I think there's a lot of decent signs out there. So don't worry, guys. Like, just yeah, try be positive and try be pragmatic. Do something. Work towards like really maximize who you are. Put in the everybody could be doing a bit more,
yeah,
and
exactly.
yeah, I
Do a
could
bit
be
more for
doing more, to be
yourself, do a
honest.
bit more for your family, do a bit more for community, and do a bit more for the white race, really. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's the best way to put
exactly.
it.
Absolutely. So don't stress it, guys. Don't worry. Just let these things spur you to action. We as we remember what we said. We're lighting the stacks of hay and wood to everybody. Saying we're under attack. The time is now. I mean, it's not all you know rainbows and fluffy ducks and well, there are the rainbows, but
Not God's
it's not.
rainbow, unfortunately.
Yeah. But like we get that. But I mean, look, I mean, there are terrible times in history. We're a part of that, terrible time in a lot of
These
aspects.
things
We get
happen
it.
in cycles, like
Yeah.
historically.
Yeah, and this time round, we can break out of that cycle. I believe that this time is a particularly special point in time where there's so much acquisition of knowledge and so much freedom of knowledge via the internet, despite all the censorship, that we can use this special kind of globalized opportunity of the internet and of this all this free, insurmountable mass of knowledge that is available today, we can use that to break out of the highs and lows that have occurred throughout Western civilization, and we can truly continue on to the pinnacle of greatness that we're meant to achieve for all time. That is who we are, the rulers, I believe, the benevolent rulers, by the way, the benevolent and the brave, and the spiritual rulers of this planet. So we can, continue into greatness through this. Just let it steel your resolve. Don't panic, don't worry, but let it make you stronger, and be encouraged and have good faith, and trust in God. I mean, yeah.
Absolutely, that was very well said, Gil.
Thank you.
Yoki replied with that. Thank you both for your thoughts. Very white pilling. So there you go.
There you go. Yeah, we are your white pillars, guys. We're not going to abandon you. We're always here for you guys. We'll be your voice out in the wilderness. We'll be trying to lead, guide, and direct you, and organize you, and support you guys in whatever way we can. And in turn, we just ask that you do things for your families. You do good things for yourself. You invest in yourself. You don't be a spurg. You invest in yourself. You invest in your families, your friends. You do real things. You climb the socioeconomic ladder. You become a winner, a Chad, like a George Washington, not like Andrew Tate. Don't be like Andrew. That guy's a giant.
Oh, that guy's
homer.
like a brown, pornographer.
Oh.
He's like a.
Oh yeah, he preying on weak men and getting young women into pornography and OnlyFans. Like that guy's just like that. That's not who we want to emulate. They try to push that guy.
No, there's a reason why that guy's being pushed. He's like a total degenerate and actual pornographer and sex trafficker.
Yeah. He's a douchebag and he lacks morals, and he doesn't. What does the guy actually believe in? Like, the guy doesn't believe in the West. He's like a Muslim.
He's
Muslim.
like a brown Mexican Muslim or something. I don't know.
Yeah. He's I think he's part black, or who knows?
Part
some
black,
mystery.
part Mexican, part Jewish or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, you want to be.
We wouldn't let him into the Shire. Really, he's not coming into the Shire.
Yeah. You want to try be a success. Be like Henry Williams or George Washington, or I can't think of any names. But yeah, all we ask is you invest in yourselves, you invest in your families, your friends, your community, and support us here while we, if you can. I'm not. I guess that would be like sharing our links, and spreading it around to maybe Telegram groups where you can be anonymous. And I mean, if you can share it more on more platforms than that without you getting doxxed or losing your job or anything, that will be good. But yeah, maybe just be an anonymous poster.
Based anon.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, just that's all we ask in return. Just a little bit each day, guys, and get involved politically if you can with NZ First and maybe Julian Bachelor's crowd, and yeah, that's it, guys. And God bless and Godspeed with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thanks for your question, Yoki, and thanks for tuning in to everyone else and everyone else watching the replay. I think this one's a bit better. I don't think my OBS cut out this time, and I'm not muted, so it should be a good one. Thanks for tuning in. As always, hope everyone stays blessed and not stressed. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time we see you, because we're sort of getting into the holiday period, so we don't know when the next show will be. But we got a lot of good things planned for the next couple of weeks and next year. Thanks for tuning in. God bless, bros. God bless.
Stay tuned. Love you.